So they say necessity is the mother of invention. And while these hacks aren't exactly inventions, they were a pretty necessary part of our first year hiking, camping, and backpacking with a baby. Before we jump in, friendly disclaimer, this is just what worked for us. Use good judgment, especially if you're going to try anything shared here. And when using any gear item, modified or not, never leave your little one unsupervised with it. Their safety should always come first. Now that that's out of the way, let's get into some of these hacks for hiking, camping, and backpacking with a baby. First is an inflatable bath aid turned camp chair. If you have a kid, chances are you're familiar with the brand Boone. They have silly names for just about all their products. And so this inflatable bath aid is called the Boone Puff. And yes, my husband and I exclusively refer to this as the Boone Puff because, like, come on, that's a hilarious name. Why wouldn't we? So when I was making our baby registry, I saw this bath aid and my thought was not, oh, that will make bath time so much easier. No, it was, I bet I could make a camp chair out of this for our baby. And that's exactly what I did. This gave me a safe place to secure baby while handling chores around camp. I could still keep an eye on her, but I knew exactly where she was and what she was doing the whole time. This was especially helpful in that 3 to 6 month stage. Now, after she started to get the mechanics of crawling down, this was no longer useful. She quickly figured out how to flip it over and crawl away with it on her back like a little turtle. And of course, because she was at ground level, she never got hurt pulling that stunt, but it kind of lost its purpose. Now, they do make another version of this in gray, where the fleece cover has flaps that wrap around the baby. And we initially tried that. I had put Velcro on the flaps, but after 1 or 2 uses, Wiggle figured out how to undo that Velcro and escape. So instead, I went with 5-point highchair straps that I could buckle her in. The second hack is going to be kind of multi-part for hands-free feeding. So my favorite bottles, both at home and on the trail, were the Playtex nursers. They have disposable liners and this kind of hollow bottle casing. What was great about this is I only had to wash the nipples or change out the liners on the bottles. I wasn't having to wash bottles constantly on the trail and have multiple bottles. I could bring just 1, sometimes 2 of these casings and only have a couple parts that I have to clean or replace. So something I did to make an already convenient design more hands-free and hassle-free is jerry-rigging the tubing from a self-feeding bottle up to these Playtex bottles. And it's not a perfect fit, but it's pretty dang close. I never had any leaks using this trick. This was great in that 6 months and older stage. Once Wiggle had figured out how to grasp and hold on to things, I could hand her this end and then put the bottle in the front facing pocket of the carrier, and she was happy, she was eating, and we could continue hiking. This is a really great hack or trick for moms who, if you're like me, were unable to breastfeed for whatever reason. You still get the benefit of being able to feed your baby on the go from your carrier. Now, I will say, trying to sanitize and clean all of this tubing in a backcountry setting is an absolute pain. So this trick we typically reserved for day hiking and car camping. Next up has to do with diaper changes. This is a DIY item I shared in a video about what's in my diaper changing kit. It's nothing special or fancy, just a piece of kitchen drawer liner that I cut to be a changing mat. I wanted something that I could easily toss down to change my baby's diaper and also fold up easily, even one-handed if necessary, and toss back in my pack when we were done. I also wanted something that wouldn't be too expensive to replace if it got damaged on the trail. And I've pretty much been using this since the time Wiggle was a newborn, up until she learned to stand at about 10 to 12 months. And I still use it, just the way that we do diaper changes has changed. Once she learned how to stand up, she really didn't tolerate laying down for diaper changes anymore. So we had to alter the strategy, doing standing diaper changes instead with pull-on diapers. It takes maybe a fraction of the time, and she's happier, I'm happier. So that's kind of another multi-part hack there. A kitchen liner, diaper changing mat, and then standing changes with pull-on diapers. This last hack was probably the most fun and exciting to test on the trail because it kind of marks a whole new era of hiking and camping with our daughter. So I'm sure you've seen any number of the hacks for helping your baby learn to walk. There's all of the DIY items you can use, from a reusable shopping bag to a pool noodle to a hula hoop. And I love the hula hoop hack. We use that all the time at home when Wiggle was first figuring out the mechanics of walking. But it wasn't something that I could take on the trail with us, at least not easily. So I started rummaging around in the gear room, and what I came up with was 3 pole segments I took from a beat up tent that we weren't using anymore. And the idea was to have Wiggle hold on to this center pole, kind of like a handle, and then I would hold the 2 side poles to kind of guide and support her. This is really great for that 12-month and up stage when our baby was proficiently cruising along furniture and sort of gaining that confidence to take some steps independently, but not walk any real distance by herself, at least not unsupported. And so this gave her that little confidence boost, that extra bit of support that she needed to let her stretch her legs, get her energy out, and that practice walking. And then when it's time for her to go back in the carrier, either because she's getting tired or the terrain is too tough, whatever it may be, this can easily be folded back up and stowed in the side pocket of one of our packs. That's all I have for you. Hopefully you found this video fun, helpful, informative. If you want even more content like this centered around hiking and backpacking with a baby, head on over to my blog. If you want to support the channel, help me keep doing what I do, please subscribe, like this video, leave a comment, or head on over to the store and check out the merch. If you're interested in checking it out, the link will be in the description. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I can't wait to see you again next time.